What's up guys, JamoPak here, welcome back, and today I'll be showing you guys the top 5 new free-to-play Steam games in February 2017 list. Please keep in mind that all of these games in this list were released in February 2017. I'll try to do more of these more often, so that means next month I'll do the same thing and I'll show you guys the top 5 or top 10. It all depends on how many games were released that month. New free-to-play Steam games in March. So before we begin, I'd really appreciate if you guys do go ahead and leave a like on this video, especially if you want to see some more of these monthly top 5 and top 10 lists. But if you guys do have any top 5 or top 10 lists you want to see me do, then make sure to leave them in the comments down below. But now let's get started.
A big kiss for you.
Number 5, We Were Here. The first game we got is a different kind of game, it's a mix between a horror and a strategy game. I honestly haven't seen many multiplayer horror games in a while, so if you have friends then, or well, you have a friend because this game is 2 players, and you are a fan of horror games, then you could definitely try out this game. I obviously won't play this game because I'm not a fan of horror games and I don't have much friends. Well, I don't even think I have any friends, but I will still watch playthroughs of horror games and I just will never play them honestly. In We Were Here, 2 players are trapped inside an abandoned castle, and while one player is trapped inside like a small isolated part of the castle, and then the other player just roams around the castle trying to find player 1. It already sounds pretty scary, but every room challenges you in different ways, and the only way for you to communicate with each other is through a walkie-talkie, so you gotta make sure they have a microphone if you want to enjoy the game. Number 4, VR Chat. Honestly, you don't ever see any games like this anymore, apart from Club Penguin and Roblox, but all of those games are for children. I honestly don't understand how or why they are, but they are. And also, don't get confused by the name VR Chat. Like at first I thought that you need a VR headset in order to play, but you do not need a VR headset. You can still play the game without one, which is pretty awesome. If you're a fan of games where you can just hang out with other people and just chat and have fun, then you gotta try VR Chat. One thing I really like about this game is that you're able to create and upload your own character so that you can have a unique character, which is absolutely awesome. You just gotta check out this game. Number 3, Soda Dungeon. So if you're a fan of 2D RPG games, then you'll probably enjoy Soda Dungeon. It's a game where you gotta go ahead and explore dungeons so that you can afford sodas in your tavern, and so that it will attract new people to come to your tavern or something. I'm not really sure how it works, but each character has a special soda that they like, and if you want them to go on adventures with you, you will need to get their specific soda by completing dungeons. So it sounds pretty fun. Make sure you check it out. Number 2, Line of Sight. If you're looking for a brand new first-person shooter to play, then look no further, as we now have Line of Sight. I'm very surprised to see that this game is not that popular. I expected there to be much more players, as people are still constantly looking for good free-to-play first-person shooters to play. But this is not your average first-person shooter, I guess, but thank goodness there is boots on the ground. Line of Sight takes place in a modern military setting in a twisted reality. So it's basically like BioShock meets Call of Duty, with boots on the ground, thank god. Each character has a psionic ability, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is kind of like the specialist classes in Call of Duty, and they're actually really cool. So the one thing I really like about this game is that it has a competitive mode and they take esports very seriously. So if you like a challenge, then try out the competitive mode. They also have the classic modes that all basic first-person shooters have. So if you want a new free-to-play first-person shooter, then you gotta check out this game.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand. Well, then comes along a song that speaks to you, that makes you feel like, gosh, I can get through this. If she can get through this, I can get through this.
Number 1, MOBIUS Final Fantasy. I'm not a big fan of these games with a turn-based battle system. In my opinion, they're just very boring. I'm more of an action-oriented combat guy where every attack you make is very important. I've also never played a Final Fantasy game as well, so I can't really say much about this game. Did I mention that it has 4K visuals and 60 FPS gameplay? So that has been the top 5 new free-to-play Steam games in February 2017 list. If you guys did enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a comment, hit that like button down below, and also subscribe if you're new. And if you have any top 5 or top 10 lists you want to see me do, then make sure to leave them in the comments down below. You can check out the previous top 10 list, which was a top 10 free-to-play browser.io games list, which is pretty much Agario alternatives, by clicking on the annotation on the screen or by visiting the link in the description down below. I hope you all have a wonderful day. JamoPak out.
Thoughts become action, tell me what's happening. Wish your mind wrapped around, wrapped around. Wish your mind wrapped around. Psyche sabotage, your Nikes need a job. Portraits in the fog, filter out the small information.